How to prune white Meidiland roses. White Meidiland roses, Rosa mycublan white Meidiland, are shrub roses with a low, ground, cover type growth habit. They grow to only 1 to 2 feet high but spread to a width of 4 to 6 feet. This is one of the more cold, tolerant shrub roses. They are hardy in USDA hardiness zones 4 to 9, which means that they can handle temperatures that dip to 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 34.4 degrees Celsius. As with other shrub roses, only minimal pruning is required to keep white Meidilands looking their best. Method 1. Pruning your rose annually. 1. Know when to prune your rose. Prune the Meidiland rose during the late winter after all of the foliage has fallen from the plant but before the spring temperatures begin to rise and new growth forms. Prune your plant in January if you live in a warmer region. In warmer regions where it does not get cold enough for roses to shed their leaves, pruning should be done in January and all of the leaves and flowers should be pruned off. This will allow the shrub to have a brief rest before producing new foliage and flowers in late winter or spring. 2. Use the proper tools for pruning. Use bypass or hand pruners that are sharp. Dull pruners will crush the stems and damage the growth buds. Always wash your pruning shears before and after you prune plants to control the spread of any plant diseases that may be in your garden. 3. Remove any debris that has collected around your plant. Remove all dead growth and debris from around the plant to make the pruning process a bit easier. Rake the area around the plant and remove any trash, leaves or other items. Place this debris in a composter, or in a bag in the trash if you are concerned that the debris might have a plant disease or fungus of some kind. 4. Cut off dead growth. Remove any black or dark brown stems because these colors indicate that this growth has died. Dead growth should be cut back in order to help the plant produce healthy, new growth. If no healthy buds remain on a particular stalk, cut the stalk to the ground to encourage the plant to produce new stalks. When cutting, make vertical, angled cuts directly above the first healthy bud. 5. Cut away any diseased parts of the plant. Diseased parts of the plant should be removed as soon as you spot the disease. Check your roses through their growing season to make sure that your plants have not developed any diseases. Trim these branches off entirely or back to where the center of the stem tissue is a healthy white. Remove diseased parts of the plant from your yard. These cuttings will have to be burned or thrown away. You cannot place these cuttings in the compost bin, as the plant disease could still spread from within the compost bin. 6. Prune your rose to your desired height. Once you have removed any dead, damaged, or diseased growth, cut your plant back to height that you would like it to be. The height of white Meidiland roses can be reduced by 4 to 8 inches, if a shorter height is preferred, but it is not necessary. Simply trim each branch back to the desired height. 7. Prune off branches that are causing problems. Prune off any branches that are growing at odd angles and branches that are growing across other branches. If a branch is growing across another branch, it could rub against the other branch, causing injury and opening up the shrub to disease. 8. Remove most old growth. White Meidilands that are more than a few years old should have up to 1/3 of the oldest, thickest, woodiest branches removed completely. This will open up the center of the shrub to better air circulation and sunlight exposure. It will also keep the shrub younger since the leftover branches will be less than a few years old. Method 2. Controlling growth direction throughout the year. 1. Know what a growth bud is. Growth buds are slightly raised, discolored, triangular patches of tissue which can be found along each stem. A leaf that contains 5 leaflets can usually be found at a growth bud. Growth buds may be facing outward away from the center of the shrub or facing inward towards the center of the plant. 2. Control the direction of your new growth. The direction of the new stem growth can be controlled by making the pruning cut above an outward-facing bud or an inward-facing bud. Outward-facing buds will produce new stems that grow out away from the center of the shrub. This is the direction that more gardeners prefer. Inward-facing buds will produce new stems that grow in toward the center and cut off air circulation from the center of the plant. 3. Try to keep your cuts accurate. Try to make the pruning cut about 1/4 of an inch above a growth bud or eye at a 45-degree angle. Do not make the cut too close to the bud or at too steep of an angle, as this could injure the rest of the branch or stem that you are cutting. 4. Deadhead your roses to promote new blooms. White Meidiland roses need to be deadhead. Deadheading is the process of removing flowers as they fade or die. Deadhead the flowers as soon as they begin to fade and remove them from around the plant. Doing this will help the plant to put its energy towards new growth. Tips. Meidiland roses tend to become knotted and tangled if their centers are left unpruned, so be aggressive with the plant to help it grow. Cut away diseased growth whenever you see it occurring.